All right. So tonight I have a sequence that's it's based on gratitude and the things that we have to be grateful for. Because why not? We need to think about that too. So we're going to start on a child's pose. Take your time to move into a comfortable child's pose for you. The toes touching, and maybe go into a wide-legged child pose where you bring your hips back. And then make sure your head is laying on something, whether it's your hands or the mat. And take this time to, sink into this pose for a little bit. If you have an itch that you need to deal with, do it now. Maybe find some movement into a position that is comfortable for you here. And once you've found that pose that helps you tonight, we're going to start sinking into our bodies first, and we do that by focusing on our breath. So breathing through our nose, we're going to have a couple deep inhales and a couple exhales through the mouth on your own time. We're trying to relax the body through breath. Big inhales through the nose, a big exhale through the mouth. And here I want you to focus on relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw, closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And again, really sinking into the pose. Take a minute here to think about something you're grateful for today. Even if it's a little thing, just something that you want to say thank you for. And then begin to deepen your breath. We try to get into longer inhales and longer exhales throughout the practice. So take your time to get there. Breathe in through your nose. Feeling your lungs and your belly with every inhale. And then emptying everything on your exhale, relaxing the shoulders, the jaw, sinking into your body a little bit more with every exhale. Coming into our hands and knees, we're going to start by warming up the back with cat and cow. So every inhale, we're going to lift the crown of the head and the tailbone up. And then on every exhale, we're going to round our back. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders. Keep inhaling and exhaling on your own time. The knees are under the hips and they're hip distance apart. With every inhale, reaching with the crown and the tailbone. And then every exhale, round in the back, pushing the lower body into the upper body. That one more time. Very nice. And coming into a neutral spine. We'll start by lifting the right leg up into a line. So make sure that your hips are leveled. We don't want the right hip bone or hip to be up like this. We want it to be leveled. If you would, we're going to place something on your hips. It's not going to fall anywhere. And then we're reaching out through the heel. So the heel is really reaching back, creating this nice line. Your next inhale, we're going to bring that knee to the elbow. See if it can touch it. Then as we exhale, we're going to come back. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling, knee to the elbow. As you exhale, reaching back. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. Keeping those hips leveled. We're still reaching with that leg up. And then we're going to optionally bring the opposite arm in front of us. Also reaching out. If your arm is up, make sure you're reaching through your fingertips and through the heel. So you're creating a nice line in your body, including the head, so the gaze is down into your fingers. And keep breathing here. Very nice. As you exhale, set that down. And we're gonna rotate towards the right side, lifting the right arm up into a side plank. Now here, breathe in deeply. We can try to maybe lift that lower knee a little bit, just even for a couple seconds, while keeping the hips up. Set it down, and then maybe we'll lift it another time. This is optional. Setting it down, very nice. And then bringing the arm down. We're gonna bring that right leg outside of both hands in front of us. Maybe bring that back knee a little bit back. And then bring in your fingers to face your body, and then we're gonna walk the hands just a little bit close by, but just warming up the hips by bringing some movement. We're also letting gravity move the hips forward. So there's a little bit of feeling in the front of the left leg, or maybe the right leg as well. Very nice. On the next inhale, we're gonna bring the right elbow to the right knee, lifting the chest up. And we're gonna bring the left arm or the left hand to our lower back, and then gaze behind us. It's a little bit of a twist. We're looking behind us if we can. And we should be feeling something in the front body, a little bit of a twist. Now from here, you can start to bring very mindful movements to your neck. Again, we're just warming up the body. You don't need to do circles, just bring some movement, explore the neck a little bit. Maybe your gaze is forward for a little bit. Just stretch the neck. And then gazing back again. One more breath. Very nice. On your next exhale, bring both hands in front of you one more time, and we'll bring both legs into hands and knees. And we'll do the other side. So left leg lifts up. We're reaching with the heel back. The hips are leveled. Breathing here. Your belly is engaged. In your next inhale, bringing that knee to the left elbow, moving forward. So you exhale, moving it back. Inhaling forward. Exhale back. One more time. Exhale. Breathing here. And now keeping the hips leveled, we're gonna optionally bring the right arm up. And again, if you are lifting your arm, make sure that you're reaching through your fingers and your heel, and then you're looking to your fingers that are on the mat. So you're creating a line in your spine. Trying to create some space here. Very nice. As you exhale, setting it down, we're gonna rotate towards the left side this time, lifting the left arm up for a side plank. Again, option here if you want to lift your right leg just a little bit, your knee, just to become stronger over time. Setting it down, and then if you choose as an option, lifting it for a couple seconds one more time. Setting it down. As you exhale, bringing the left hand in front of you. We're gonna bring that left leg outside of the hands. Again, maybe bringing that right knee a little bit back, setting the top of the back foot, and then again, bringing your fingertips as an option towards your body, and maybe walking your hands around a little bit. Finding some movement here, and also dropping your hips forward. We're opening up the hips. Very nice. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the left elbow to the left knee. And then bringing the chest up, the right hand comes to our lower back, and then we're going to look back. Breathing here, we should be feeling something in the front of the body. And then from here, you can start moving your neck a little bit. Doesn't need to be circles or very deep. Just find some movement, and if there's anything that's stuck, maybe stay with it for a little bit. Relaxing the shoulders. And then looking back down or behind you again. As you exhale, setting both hands in front of you. We'll move into a downward facing dog from here. So lifting that leg, bringing it back. It's your first down dog, so up your feet a little bit, warm up the body. Gaze is towards your belly, and then make sure that all your fingertips are touching the mat. All your knuckles are pushing away. And from here, we're gonna lower our knees first. We're gonna try some dolphin pose today. So I thought we would start by practicing it first on our knees. We're gonna lower to our forearms from here. So you can do it with both forearms, probably easier when your knees are down. But imagine that your knees are gonna be up. So you might wanna do one forearm first and then the other one. With control, your hands stay where they are. They're not gonna move at all. We're gonna come up into our hands, tuck our toes under, move into downward facing dog. And from here, with control, we're gonna lower into our forearms. Looking in between your hands. Very nice. Lowering your knees down, moving into a child's pose. We'll do that one more time. Coming onto your hands, lifting into downward facing dog. And then as you exhale with control, lowering down to your forearms. One breath here. Lowering the knees down, child's pose. Very nice. Very nice. From here, we're gonna come into seated. We're gonna do some side stretches from here. So you can choose which way to go. I'm gonna start with my left. So I'm gonna start lowering my body towards the left, and then I'm gonna reach the right arm up and over, while my left hand is pushing away from the mat, and both my sit bones are firmly on the mat. Try to avoid lifting the sit bones. Reach in through those fingertips. And maybe bring in a little bit of a rotation now and looking up at the ceiling, opening up the chest a little bit. Very nice. So inhale, coming up. Exhale here, and then on your next inhale, doing the other side. So for me, it would be my right, and then lifting the left arm up and over, reaching through their fingertips, and then setting both sit bones down on the mat firmly. Breathing here. And then rotating the chest a little bit, chest up. Still reaching through those fingertips. Very nice. Inhaling and doing the post exhale here. We're going to now move into down dog. So find your way into the down dog. And then we're going to start walking the feet towards our hands. For a forward fold, so our feet are going to be hip distance apart. And we're going to fold the upper body over. We're going to micro bend our knees a little bit. And then making sure that you're relaxing the neck. You have to say yes a couple times. So just let that neck be relaxed. Let the head be free. And then again, you have options with your hands, maybe on the mat, maybe grabbing opposite elbows here. And then bringing your weight ever so slightly towards your toes. letting your head go. Relaxing the shoulders here. You might want to bring a little bit of movement here to just make sure your upper body is relaxed and your legs are still active. From here, setting your hands down. If they're not down, we're going to tiptoe our feet a little bit wide apart to move into our yogi squat. Hands into prayer. And here we're going to start bringing our weight towards our heels. A very nice relief for the lower back, this one. Breathing here. Now leaving your right elbow where it is, we're going to place the right hand on the left knee. And then we're going to place the left hand on the left knee and twist a little bit. Looking up, bring a little bit of a twist, and then we're going to switch sides. Helping with the elbow on the one knee and the hand on the other one. Looking up. Coming back through center. We're going to come all the way up to standing. From here, take your time. Tippy-toe your feet together. And then we're going to lift the arms up. We're going to come into our tippy toes from here. And really reaching through your fingertips up. The toes really pushing up to full body stretch. Really reaching, relaxing the shoulders here. Deep breath. And then as you exhale, lowering everything down into mountain pose. Very nice. We'll run into a couple of the flows. So as you inhale, lifting the arms up, palms together. Exhaling, folding forward. Relaxing the head. Inhaling, head and chest up. And then as you exhale, we'll come into a high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward into a high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, coming into a plank. And then as you exhale with control, we're going to lower our knees, our belly, our chest all the way down. Inhaling, lifting the head and chest up. Then as you exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. At any point in down dog, you can come down into child's pose for a rest. And then come back up when you're ready. Gaze towards your belly button. Trying to bring the shoulders away from the ears in this pose. Making sure all your fingers are pushing away. It's a good idea to bend your knees in order to get your back straight. So if your heels are touching the mat, then it's a good idea to bend your knees. On the next inhale, we're going to look in between our hands and walk our jacks towards the front of the mat. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, palms together. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, arms up, gaze your thumbs. So exhale, fold. Inhale, head and chest up. Exhale into a plank. Inhale here. As you exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. And then as you exhale with control, lowering the knees, the chest all the way down. Inhale, lifting the head and chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Next, inhale, look in between your hands. We're going to walk towards the front of the mat, lifting your head up. Then as you exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming all the way up, palms together. Exhale, Samastitihi. Do that one more time. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hand, chest up. Exhale, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And then as you exhale, with control, lowering the knees, the chest. Inhaling, lifting the head and chest. And then on your exhale, moving into a downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Inhale, looking between your hands. Come forward, pulling forward as you exhale. Inhaling, coming all the way up, palms together. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhaling, arms up, palms together. So you exhale, lowering your hips into chair pose. Now from here, we're going to bring the right leg back into a long stance. The front knee is bent 90 degrees. Now here, the arms could be separated, reaching up, or they could be still with palms together. The back foot is 45 degrees facing forward. And then we're reaching with our fingertips up. And the front of the body is facing that leg. On your next exhale, we're going to open the arms wide for warrior 2. Breathing here. Then we're going to go through goddess pose. So both knees are bent. The toes are pointing in the same direction as the knees. We have the arms in cactus. Then as we exhale, we're going to rotate towards the other side for warrior 2. So the front knee is bent 90 degrees, arms wide open. And then as we inhale, we're going to bring the arms up into warrior 1. Very nice. And then in the next inhale, we're going to bring both feet together for chair pose. Exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, arms up. So you exhale, lowering the hips down. We're going to bring the left leg back into a long stance for warrior 1. Arms reaching up. Next exhale, we're going to open the arms wide into warrior 2. Front knees bent 90 degrees. So inhale, coming through goddess pose. Lowering your hips down here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to move into warrior 2. Arms standing out. Next inhale, arms up, warrior 1. From here, as we exhale, we're going to bring both hands down, moving into a down dog. 5 breaths here. Very nice. Bending your knees, look between your hands, and walk towards the front of the mat, lifting the head. Exhale as you do a forward fold. Then as you inhale, lowering the hips down, arms up. Samastitihi. Inhaling, arms up, hips down as you exhale. Right leg behind you for warrior 1. Your next exhale, opening the wide arms for warrior 2. Inhaling, moving through goddess pose. So you exhale, rotate to warrior 2 on the other side. Inhaling, bringing both arms up for warrior 1. And then as you exhale, lowering the hands down, downward facing dog for 5 breaths. You inhale, look in between your hands and walk towards the front of the mat. Exhale it, forward fold. Inhaling, arms up, hips down, chair pose. Exhale, Samastiti. Very nice. From here, we're going to bring the right leg back into a long stance for warrior two. So the right toes are pointing 45 degrees towards the back of your mat. The arms are extended wide. We're gazing towards those front fingers. And the front knees bend 90 degrees. So if you look down onto your knee, you shouldn't be able to see your ankle. Breathing here. Bringing both hands behind your back, interlock your fingers. As we inhale, we're going to lift the chest up. And then exhaling, we're going to fold forward inside that front knee that's bent. Lifting the arms up behind your back. Breathing here. Pushing with both feet away from the mat. Very nice. On your next inhale, coming back up, the right, the left hand up and back. Lifting the chest up, relaxing the shoulders. Deep breathing here. Very nice. As you inhale, coming up. We're going to switch and rotate the right toes to face the opposite way. 90-degree angle, and the left toes pointing 45 degrees for warrior two on the other side. So extending the arms, reaching through those fingertips, gazing towards the front. Take a look at your knee, make sure it's on top of your ankle here. Deep breathing. Very nice. Interlocking your fingers behind your back. Inhaling, lifting the chest up. As you exhale, folding inside that front leg, arms come up. Deep breathing. Inhaling, lifting the chest up. Left hand down on the leg, right arm up. Deep breathing here, relaxing the shoulders. Very nice. As you inhale, bringing up the chest, feet together in front of the mat. We're going to bring the right leg into a shorter stance this time. We're going to rotate the feet so the right toe is pointing behind us. And then the back foot is 45 degrees. Both legs are straight this time. We're going to grab opposite elbows behind our back. So we inhale, lifting the chest up. Exhaling, folding over the front leg. Breathing here. We're reaching with the crown of your head towards your right toes. And then with both feet, you're really pushing away from the mat. So your legs are activated. And you reach in through the crown of your head here. You can adjust the length of your stance if you're getting too intense or too mellow of a stretch in the back of your right leg. Very nice. As you inhale, lifting the chest up, we're going to come through center. Bring a little bit wider stance. Your toes are pointing in the same direction as your knees. You're lowering the hips down here. And then we're going to bring both hands to the knees. And we're going to twist. So we're going to look towards the left side first. pushing with your hands on your knees, and your knees are resisting that too. So inhale, come through center. We'll switch to the other side. So we're getting into a nice twist here. Very nice. Coming through center, we're going to straighten both legs. Make a little bit of a wider stance. The feet are straight this time. They're not in an angle. And then we're going to fold forward. The hands are going to come onto the mat, and then we're going to relax the neck. We're going to look in between our legs to the back wall and push with your hands as well. Pushing with your feet away from the mat so your legs are active. In your next inhale, bringing your hands to your waist. We're going to exhale here. And then with control, we're going to inhale and come all the way up. Exhale here. Then we're going to tip it to our feet a little bit more closer together, and we're going to do pyramid pose on the other side. So both legs are straight. Remember your stance, more or less. Grabbing opposite elbows behind you. Inhaling, lifting the chest up. Then as you exhale, folding over that front leg. Crown of the head reaching towards your toes. Relaxing the shoulders. Pushing through both feet. Away from each other. Very nice. On your next inhale, come up. Take your balance, and then on an exhale, come into the front of the mat with feet together. Very nice. Inhaling, both arms up. As you exhale, folding forward. Inhale, head and chest up. Exhale into a down dog. Thump your feet here a little bit. And then we're going to look between our hands, bending our knees. We're going to come through to seated in whatever way it is possible. The soles of the feet are going to come together. Here you can choose if you want a straight back or a round back. They'll show both. Grabbing onto your feet. You can have a round spine by reaching with your forehead towards your feet, really rounding your spine. Or you could have a straight spine where your chest is leading and you're not rounding your spine. Reaching through the crown of the head in both ways, just in different directions. And let's go back to that thought of what we're grateful for that we had at the beginning of the class, and maybe breathe into it and visualize it getting bigger and bigger. Maybe it was a small thing, but we water it correctly, it will become big. Just visualize how it becomes bigger and bigger into your chest. Maybe bring a smile to your face and say thank you. Bringing both legs together in front of you. The toes are pointing up. Then inhale, lift your arms up. And then as you exhale, folding forward. This is a forward fold. Again, you can choose if you want a straight back or if you want to round it. Maybe bring a mindful movement side to side. Really feeling the stretch in your lower back for this one. Deep breathing. Inhaling, lifting the head up. So you exhale, releasing the pose. We are going to move into Dandasana. So stay where you are with your toes up. And then placing your hands right outside your hips here. We're going to make the effort of lifting, even though we might not be lifting, but the shoulders are down, the crown of the head is reaching up, your legs are active, and the toes are pointing up, and then we're pushing with our hands away from the mat. Again, it doesn't matter that we're not lifting. This is really good for opening the chest and the shoulders after being sitting all day in front of a computer. Many of us do. Pushing away, it's a very active pose. You should be feeling a relief in your neck. Whew, releasing the pose. You can bring some movement. That was heavy for me. All right. Well, from here, we're going to move into variation of frog. You want to be alongside your mat, so both knees are going to be on your mat. If you have sensitive knees, you might want to place a blanket or something underneath your knees now, because we're going to be on this one for a little bit. So just making sure that your knees are really wide here. Bring them really wide. Your toes are touching behind you. And then, oh, sorry, no, they're in a 90-degree angle. Sorry, that was a different variation. So if you look back onto your ankles, there should be lots of 90-degree angles. Your knees are a 90-degree angle, and then your ankles are too. Your toes are pointing out. And make sure that leg is straight. Check both sides, because sometimes we think it is, but it isn't. And then really making those knees wide. You should be starting to feel something here. Option 2, lower down into your forearms. I think this feels really nice. I hope everyone is feeling it too. And then you could lower even more if you want, but I think it's very nice if you stay on your forearms and you bring some mindful movement back and forth. Very mild movement. You're going to notice a lot of different sensations on your hips as you move through them. And you might want to bring your knees a little bit wider at one point until you feel any sensation in the inside of your legs, your thighs, your hips. This is a quite intense pose, so feel free to come out of it if it's too intense at any point. But if it isn't, it's a good intensity, then stay with it. It's all going to be over soon. Just mindful movements, trying it out. There's a lot of things stored in our hips, so moving them out, it's sometimes a good exercise. Phew. Very nice. From here, we're gonna use our hands to lift up. Phew, that was nice. And then come in to sit on our butts maybe. We want to do some windshield wipers here to relieve the tension that we created in our hips. And then we're going to move into a new pose, kind of a fun one tonight. It's a reversed bridge. So we're going to place both feet pointing out, and then the hands are going to be pointing the fingers out, about a foot away from your hips behind you. And you'll see right away if you need to adjust your feet or your hands, because we want to create a table with the front of your body. Now, if your neck is healthy here and you want to do the full pose, you can come with let your head kind of behind you. As you lift the hips up, lift, lift, lift. Shoulders lift into you, and then as you exhale, coming down. Very nice. We'll move into our normal bridge. So coming down, all the way down. Feet just in front of your sit bones here. And then the hands, palms of the hands on the mat. We're going to lift the hips up. Pushing with our feet away from the mat and then lifting our hips. Maybe we can use our hands to lift a bit more. Maybe you can put a block underneath your hips and then you don't have to lift. You can just rest in this pose. It's a very nice option. If you've never tried it, I recommend trying it. Just set a block just underneath your sit bones here. Just relax. As you exhale, bringing it down. Bring your knees in. A little rock side to side. And then we're going to extend the legs in front of us. Toes pointing up. Bringing our hands behind our head, interlocking our fingers. And then we're going to lift the head up. Using our hands, we're looking for a stretch in the back of the neck. It doesn't have to go very far. Just as long as you feel something, we're trying to elongate our spine a little bit more here. Very nice. And then releasing that. We'll come into legs up the wall. Both legs up. Again, you can help yourself by placing your hands behind your knees. You can bring a little bit of movement here. Bit of a massage on the lower back. Then eventually finding stillness. This is a very relaxing pose. We'll be here for a little bit. Grabbing the outside of your feet. Moving to happy baby. Maybe bring a bit of a rock side to side. Pushing with your hands down, shoulders reaching towards the mat. They might not get there, but they're trying to get there. Then eventually finding stillness in the pose. Very nice. Letting go of your feet. We're going to do a restorative twist tonight, just for you. We're going to try it out. So if you have a cushion close by, you might want to grab it. Otherwise, you don't need to. But if you do have it and you want to try it out, you could bring the cushion in front of you. You're going to rest on it. So you sit on your left side, resting your upper body, resting on the cushion. And then both knees are coming to your side, like a twist. You could stay here. Some people prefer to have the lower leg straight and then the right one to the side. It's a great option too. Maybe try both and see which one works for you better tonight. I'm going to go with both my legs together. Kind of a cozy one. Now, if your neck is healthy, your hands could just be in cactus kind of in front of you. You can try it with the cushion. You can also try without the cushion. They're both very nice. And then if your neck is healthy, you might want to try looking towards the other side, so opposite side of where your knees are pointing for a complete twist. If you're going to twist the neck, I feel like the cushion is a bit of a good option. And arms can be in cactus or they can be extended. Find a comfortable position where you can stay for a couple minutes. We're going to be in this restorative twist for a bit longer than our normal twists. Just because. You can slow down your breathing here. Relaxing your upper body onto the mat or the cushion. Maybe a couple deep breaths and just big sighs, releasing the tension from the day or the week. Relaxing the shoulders, letting the ground support your weight here. Using your hands to help yourself up. We're going to switch sides. What you have to do, you can come through hands and knees and bring your knees to the other side, whether you're using a cushion or not, or a bolster or not. And then rest on to the bolster or the ground. Again, the arms can be in 90-degree or they can be extended. Just find a position that's comfortable. If you can't look opposite to your knees, then that's okay. You can stay curled up in one direction. We're looking for some peace in these strange times. So just take it all in. And a couple deep breaths and deep sighs might help. And then I think this is a good time to go back into your gratitude moment. Bring a smile to your face. Think about that thing that came up for you that you're grateful for. And mentally say thank you. Maybe say thank you aloud. Since we're online these days, maybe say thank you for that. Well, that was nice. You can use your hands to help yourself up, move away any cushions or bolsters that you used. And then we'll come to lay on our backs for our final rest pose, Shavasana. So come onto your back and find whatever position works better. Maybe your legs are bent if your lower back is a bit tight and your knees are falling into each other. Or maybe your legs are wide open and your toes are pointing up and out. And your hands can be also stretched out, palms facing up. Take a deep breath here. Exhale through the mouth. Do that one more time. Big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And then here, closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Gonna make sure we're relaxing the jaw, bringing some movement into it. Relaxing the tongue from the top of the mouth. Relaxing the teeth so they're not touching each other. Shoulders down. Really take these couple minutes to scan your body and see how you feel. Tapping into that gratitude again. Committed to stillness for the next couple minutes. If you have the time, please feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. Take it all in for a couple more minutes. Namaste. See you next week.